Hello, hello.
Well, hello.
How are you?
Hello. Very good. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm just peachy.
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 I like that. I like that.
You know,
Hello, everybody.
hello everybody. Every time I always say, "Oh, it's hot and sunny and la 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 la." And then somebody in the comments says, "Oh, hush." And then the next day it storms and gloomy and nasty here.
Hi, let's not talk about the weather.
So I'm not
Do we have
doing
any
it
less
anymore.
depressing topics to
I
discuss
know,
today?
right? Hi, Robin. Sue.
Hello. Hi, Sue.
Sue. Can I get a little thank you, Sue? I see you're on YouTube. Can I get a little hoo
Whoop, whoop. I'll say whoop, whoop.
Hi,
Sue.
Catherine. Hi,
I'll give you
Ari.
a hell yeah.
Oh, it was snowing for Sue today. Hi,
Oh,
Jamie.
gosh.
Okay, so I should just have this on recording, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put in the StreamYard.com
Yes.
link because unfortunately we have quite a few Facebook users. So good evening.
Hi, Carol.
Another one, good evening. So
hello.
hi, Carol, Michelle. So yes, if you can please, hi, Miriam. If you could please go to that link and authorize StreamYard to tell us what your name is. As always, StreamYard doesn't post or spam you with anything. It just literally lets us know who we're talking to. So that way I'm not saying, hi, Facebook user, because that's not very nice either.
No, that's not very personal, is it?
No.
No.
This is Linda Baker who's telling me to hush.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, Linda, it's gloomy and nasty here too. And hi, Jill. Okay, so then, and that's weird because Jill streams too. So this is Jill. So hello,
hi,
hello.
Rima. We see you as Walls and More.
Yes, hi, Rima.
Hi,
probably need links pretty soon. So all good.
Hi, Ivana. Hello.
Hi. I tried to sign in again, and that's okay. I actually turned on my tablet, Jill, so I could see you on my tablet. And now Sue is coming in on Facebook, but she's coming in as a Facebook user, which is really going to make her go back to YouTube because she doesn't like Facebook as it is.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I do not want to anger the meta gods.
No, we bow down to them.
Yes, we're saying off controversial topics, right?
So it's Wednesday, y'all. So it's Back to Basics Wednesday, and actually we're wrapping it up. This will be officially, unless we get some suggestions or unless we get some requests for more Back to Basics, which we are more than happy to do. We will, plan something out. But until then, we're going to wrap it up with this one. And we know because of the funky time change that affected Iveta, we're back to normal.
We're back to normal, regular 5-hour difference. And it's
8
amazing.
hours for me. You're 8 hours ahead of me.
Well, yeah.
Eastern time, 5,
Yeah.
So we are going to combine today on how to blend your paint with decoupage paper, which I know for a fact there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it doesn't fit my canvas, it doesn't fit my tray, I'm not using it. And no, you can very well use it. Just a couple of easy techniques. And then we'll also just kind of talk with all of you and do a little discussion on why decoupage. Why do we think decoupage is great?
And why do we prefer rice paper?
And why do we prefer rice paper?
Or, some of the benefits of rice paper, because as controversial as this may sound, and please don't kick me out of here for this, but I think like that every medium that there is out there for decoupage has its own little perks and can be beneficial, but there is a lot more. There are a lot more benefits to rice paper. I would say personally.
There are.
But I'm biased.
Yes. See, we love rice paper.
We do.
Miriam says I usually hide the edge with other elements, but yes, I need some help with blending. Yeah.
We all do. I think molds, stencils, contour liners, ribbons. I don't know. Like there's all sorts.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
going back to basics.
Yep.
Paper and paints.
That's and all. You know, and a lot of people they're afraid of that. This is Callie saying hi to you. Unfortunately, she's coming up as a Facebook user. And hi, Callie. So she what was I? What?
Hi, Carol.
Hi. We've got the UK. We've got Slovakia. We have France. So yeah, we are. But yeah, so blending with paint can be a little bit intimidating just because sometimes we are afraid to have to customize colors. But if you grab yourself a color wheel, that's always helpful too, because you can, or you could do what Iveta does and just go a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I do that. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, no, I have like a basic. I've done the whole. Let's learn about the color wheel.
I mean, we all know, like you're opposing and all of that stuff, but it's not the easiest.
It doesn't stick in my head, so like it's the knowledge is somewhere in there, but like it's more of an intuitive process.
Yeah,
doesn't always go well.
It doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh no, that was way too much. Hang on.
Yep. Hang on. And before you know it, you've got a pint size of paint.
Yeah,
you only needed just a little bit.
And then you're like, oh, screw this. Let's grab. Where's my molds?
Yep. See, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I will let Iveta change her camera, and then we will get into it. But yes, most definitely, if you guys have anything else that you'd like us to do, it doesn't even need to be basics, but please let us know. We started off with just these couple of topics that we thought of off top, but if you have anything, you never know. You might not be the only one who is curious on how to do something. Nancy had a good suggestion. She said reverse decoupage, and that's something that I don't do often. I've done it, but maybe other people are curious about it too. So let us know, as we go through today, or if you think of something, put it in the comments, and then we can put it on the calendar and maybe continue back to basics. So, Iveta's making me dizzy. The camera's going like this. No, I do not own Decoupage Queen. Wrong, Terry. That is Teresa. Teresa owns Decoupage Queen. Teresa Renee Art. She was the one on with me when we did how to decoupage on curved surfaces. That was Teresa. That's our owner. Yeah. So we work for Teresa. Hi, Denise. All righty. Whoa, what did you do? You're kind of crafty there with the layout. There you go.
I know. There we go. Hello. Okay, hang on. I need to turn up that light because it's a little bit dark over here.
Sue says you do that all the time. Swing your camera around.
I know. I'm so sorry. It's I need an assistant. I need somebody that's gonna do my camera for me. That would be great. Okay, so today, I don't know. Can you see this? Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So. Okay. Callie is saying, loving that hot air balloon. I watched her work on it. She is definitely teaching patience in the process, no matter how challenging it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that we do. That we do a lot. Okay, right. So yeah, first we're going to start with the blending. Maybe we can like talk about the why decoupage in the process, because this is probably going to take a while, but I just wanted to kind of show you. So this was my like little practice piece, because like just like most of you here, I do try to avoid blending with paints whenever possible. You know, I will literally do anything other than blend with paints. So I had to do a little practice piece, you know, because before I come on here and be like, oh, this is how you blend paints.
Really quickly, Urban Diverse is saying, okay, it's because being in the UK, it's difficult to get some of the products. I will tag you on how to find our retailers, because we do have we have a retailer in the UK.
We have a couple,
yeah, a couple of them. So I will tag you in the comments after we're done here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus, man.
Here we go again, Sue.
My bad.
Here we go again, Sue.
This how it goes. This how it goes. Okay, right. I don't know. That made it worse somehow. Right. So this is my little practice piece. This is, I don't know if you know this paper or not. This is my through the keyhole design, also from Dainty and the Queen.
Yes, ma'am. There was another side to that.
When was it released?
Not this time. The 2 times
fall,
ago.
I want to say fall. Yeah. And the paper itself ends here, right? And then it doesn't reach the edges, the paper itself. And so we did a little bit of blending here, and I don't know. Me personally, right? I don't know. Like, obviously, blending paints itself is quite a challenge, right? Finding the right shade and all of that. But I would say that masking, you know, where that step is from rice paper to your surface, masking that part is way more challenging at times than actually finding the right paints, right? Because sometimes, like, if you have a simpler image, let's say with a white background, you could easily blend white on white. That's not an issue, but it's more of a, how do you stop it from being visible that there is actually rice paper there,
right?
Okay, so this is kind of what we're going to work on today, and I picked out this paper. This is Republic. I don't know how to pronounce it. Republic. I don't know. Pardon my French. See what I did there. But yeah, I picked out this paper just because it has like a lighter background, right? It's a slightly simpler background to blend than this was.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be as long. And this, what we're working on here today, is actually like, this was a part of it. They all came like connected together.
Oh, I gotcha.
As a set.
That's
and
neat.
I removed one of them and turned it into a key holder. And then for these two, I think I want to use just this one paper, right?
Okay.
And so we'll have it going from one edge, kind of like this, and then we will blend paint on these two edges, right? Or, well, because it doesn't fit the size, and that's the challenge, right?
Now, Iveta, when you have something that doesn't fit like that, would you always put it to an edge, or is that just personal preference? Or would you put it in the middle, or do you have any?
I think it really depends on the project, and it really depends on kind of like where the image goes, and what is on your sides, and kind of, does it make sense for you to put this in the middle?
Exactly.
And then you know, if you just want like this one element, for example, somewhere, then you could put it wherever and blend around it. But that's not what we're doing. And kind of, if you put it at least to one edge like this, right? Um, the less edges you have, the less blending you have to do. So,
Right,
like, if where
exactly.
possible, right? If it makes sense, you can, in a way, cut a corner. But yeah, this is going to be, I'm going to turn this into my new earring and necklace holder. So that's why I also kind of am going for a more of a shabby romantic look, because, you know, it's for my girly things, for my pretty things. And then, you know,
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
I'll add some hooks somewhere there, and we'll figure it out. Anyways. And this paper will have to be separated. I think on the back I will also kind of attach it slightly separately with like some ribbons or something like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're going to be slightly separated,
Okay.
which is why when we apply this rice paper, we're going to, because of this mannequin here, I can't exactly place it in the middle or right to the top edge, for example, because then it's going to cut off this part here.
Yes.
And I want the mannequin to be on the, you know, in its full, in the full view.
We do have a question. Would you take pieces out of the rice paper, glue them down, and then blend? You could. Again, I think that goes to what you were saying. Like it's what your project is. It depends on what you're looking to do with your project.
It really depends. And I would personally say, if you, sorry, if you're just starting out, or you've never practiced blending or anything like that, start with something simple like this. Right, just put it, like, if you can, do 3 edges where you don't have to blend, so that you can just blend one edge, and ideally make that edge to be just background, simple background color. Start with that, and then from there you can progress further. You can make it a little bit more complicated with, you know, added like edges, colors, and do just one element in the middle or something like that. So the more experienced you will become, the easier it's going to be. But yeah, at first start out with just do one edge, and then you will, as you start working, you will then really understand what it means to have to blend and how you do it, in a, if that makes sense.
Yes. Hello,
Okay.
Julie and Gwen and Fiona. Thank you for being here.
Okay, so I need to send my rice paper, or position it, and then we're going to, I think, yeah, so this is kind of what we're going to go for. Just trying to, because obviously we're working with 2 plaques here, so I need to make sure that my plaques are also aligned, so that when I attach them, they're not all out of whack. And then just making sure that my mannequin is in view. So first thing that we're going to start with is feathering of the edges. So as you can see here, so the top edge won't reach. These edges do not reach, and even this bottom edge doesn't reach all the way. So even this bottom edge, we're going to need to feather it off. Now this one here, this edge here, we can leave it, and we can then just sand it off. That's going to make it, it's going to make it a lot easier for us. And when I say feather it off, what I mean is you take some clean water and a clean brush, and then you apply some water onto your edge. So wet the rice paper.
And we did go over this in the Back to Basics, the very first one with Nancy, of why we want to feather our edges. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that, the replays are available in the Decoupage Queens and Kings Facebook group.
Yes, go ahead and watch that. If you needed a little, needed a little refresher, or you're not sure about it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to basically, I like to use my nail where possible to kind of, oh, okay, we'll have to recenter it. Never mind. I tried to cut a corner. Okay, right. So I like to use my nail to just rip off this white edge of my rice paper. Gotcha. Because it just, I don't know, it like rather than pinching it like so, I find that using my nail leaves some of the fibers a little bit longer, and it like stretches them out a little bit, which again helps to make that step from rice paper to your surface a little bit less
seamless.
Visible. Yeah, a little bit more seamless.
Fiona says hi. She'll watch the replay later. She's just stopping in to say hi to us.
Hi, Fiona.
Fiona. Roberta.
Oh, Roberta.
Sorry, I'm reading Fiona saying hi to Sue, but she's so sweet. She keeps putting her name in parentheses because she's coming up as Facebook user.
Oh, and then try and get your edge somewhat even. So like this is where, you know, like now that I've feathered the whole side, I can then go back and just stretch out if there's any like parts where I can see that there's like a bulkier part.
Right. And remember, again, Nancy went over this. We want those edges to lay flat because the whole part of this is that you want it to be a seamless transition. I don't know where I am today. So seamless
transactions. Apparently.
Oh my Lord.
And so, okay, right. Bear with me. It is like way past my live stream time.
Sue says banking. Yeah, well, I'm an accountant, but I've been doing taxes, and that's probably where I'm at today.
Yep, she's doing her taxes.
Not mine, please? Everybody else's.
Oh, will you do mine, please? It's that time of the year again. I don't want to face it. I don't want to deal with it. Okay.
So you're one that doesn't look forward to tax season, I guess, huh?
Well, what do you think?
I'm finding this as absolutely not. Okay, so
my strong point is maths and counting, and do I look like the kind of person who's
So Fiona says feathering the edges is therapeutic for her. She likes do it. Yeah.
Oh yes, it's about as therapeutic as like popping a pimple.
Oh my word! You're one of those too, are ya?
What?
I said you're one of those too, are ya?
Who's talking about me? I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying. I know people are into that kind of stuff. I'm just not judging.
Well, no judgment.
Person.
Oh, nope. Hi, Nancy. Nancy, I can actually see your name. It's so funny. See?
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy put her name in parentheses too, because last time Nancy was here.
Sorry.
She was. You see the comment? Oh my gosh, Nancy! She says, "Ew, no."
Oh my God, I just ruined feathering for everybody. I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, the next time you feather an edge, you'll think of Iveta. Oh, got it. But then Sam comes through for you.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam.
Sammy comes through for you.
Thanks, Sam. I knew I could count on Sam. Sam. Thank you. Thanks for saving me. Everybody in the comments, please chime in
Oh, they're chiming in, all right.
before I get cancelled.
That would be a
Okay.
whole nother kind of reason. Oh, okay. So your new name is Dr. Pimple Popper Iveta.
Oh, well, thanks. I guess I did this to myself. I can't. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Shannon saying hello. Hello, Shannon. Hi, Mary. Oh, God. Nancy's giving you every emoji there could be.
Oh God. I'll hear about it.
Oh, yes.
In the next meeting.
In our next meeting, it'll be Dr. Pimple Popper Iveta and
yeah. They're gonna change my my nickname in like a chat or something. That's it. I know. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we can.
Sue,
Please email Dr. Pimple Popper Iveta at decoupagequeen.com. That probably won't go over too well.
Yeah, right. Okay, so right now back to the recentering again, or thereabouts. Okay, so now we actually know or can see what we're working with here.
Exactly where it was, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly where it was. We pop it back. Now we need to glue it down. So I have Pentat's Ultra Matte Decoupage Glue, which is my new favorite.
Right.
I have to say it is pretty amazing.
Yeah, you know what though? I'm not being biased. I'm being very truthful. Pentart decoupage glues, whether it be this one or the decoupage varnish, I love them. I love the texture of them. I love how thin and smooth it is. They are by far my favorite. Really?
I have to say, like, no, the decoupage glue and varnish one, it's very good. It's just, I don't know. It's nowhere near as good as this one for me.
Well, this one's very, very sticky. This one is.
It's so matte.
Yeah, and that's why, because you love matte. I do too, but you
now watch this, please. Watch this for a second. So I just glued down this part. So that's how much I have glued down at the moment. Now I've got some more glue, and the first thing that I'm doing is I'm going back over the edges, and before I kind of carry on with the rest of it, I glue down these feathered edges, and specifically in kind of outwards position, right? I'm smoothing them out, right? So do that,
yeah,
if you can,
because you've already put that glue down. I'm assuming you want to do that so that they don't have time to dry and buckle underneath itself, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just going to prevent it from
and you might not think so, but this is very important, especially when blending with paint. It's very important. It just helps that transition.
The thinner the transition, the easier your life will be. Okay, so now we lift this back up. We apply some more glue. I'm going to go all the way to the edge and a little bit over. Yeah, so don't worry about like this bit here. We will sort it out once it's glued down. We can cut through that bit. And a little bit over, and then we can bring this, and I'm just gently using my hand to pop this down, realign this, and then again I'll do my edges, and then I'm just using my brush to kind of press down the paper, right? Instead of my hand,
right?
And then again bring this just make sure that you're always going in a outwards motion when you're going near your feathered edges. Okay, we can lift this back up.
You can always tell when everybody's watching because the comments stop.
Yeah, and you can tell that I'm concentrating real hard right now because I go quiet as well.
It's like comments stop, you go quiet. Yeah. Like, well, so
everybody's silently watching.
That's a good thing, though.
I hope so. I hope that this is going to be helpful for.
Nancy's feeding the dogs. Sue is crafting too. I love that. Sue always crafts when she's with us. Yes. That's so amazing. And Urban Diverse says this makes total sense. Urban Diverse, what is your name so I can address you properly?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
let's get to know each other, huh?
Let's get to know each other. We are absolutely mesmerized watching the master at work.
Oh, wow. Thanks. Who said that?
Fiona.
Oh, Fiona.
How much did she pay you? Go ahead. Let us know.
If you happen to be anywhere in my area, you're welcome to pop over for a cuppa at any point.
For a cuppa.
For a cuppa.
Laura. Nice. Okay. No, don't be sorry. It's absolutely wonderful that you're in under your business name. I just, instead of I'd like to address you properly. Catherine says, just love watching your process. Colleen says hello.
Oh, hi, Colleen. How are you?
And Sammy, for some reason, says you don't want to know what I'm doing. So now I want to know what you're doing.
Now we absolutely need to know what you're doing, Sammy.
You can't say you don't want to know.
Something tells me that Sam did
unless it's something we really don't want to know.
I think Sam did a reverse psychology on us here.
I know, right?
She thinks she's clever, huh?
She's a clever gal.
Yep, and now, so that our rice paper is down now, we can go ahead and apply a full coat of decoupage glue over the whole thing.
So what is said in private message stays in private message, Fiona says.
Thanks, Fiona. See? That's my ride or die here.
Rima says she loves watching you. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks. I haven't paid anybody. A disclaimer, just so that everybody knows.
I hope I'm not saying this wrong. Is it Sahal? Says it's nice learning from you again.
Oh, that's good.
Hi, Nicole. Okay, so I really want to know, how much did she pay you guys? Because, this is getting a little bit out of hand now.
I promise I haven't paid anybody. Harry, please, honestly.
I'm just saying,
I have a reputation. Come on.
No, actually... To be completely honest, I too love learning from Iveta. She has taught me quite a bit. So, and I've always said that, but yes.
Well, likewise. I think we have both learned from each other. Well, actually, you know what? This is let's just rewind while I'm drying this off.
Rewind.
How crazy is this? Remember how did we meet, Terry?
I started watching your lives.
Exactly. You started watching my lives, taking my classes.
I found you, but I could never catch you live because of our time difference. And then I finally caught you live one day, and then heard that you did classes. And I was like, oh, I want to learn. And That's how we, and I've been stuck to you like glue since then.
I know.
And that's
Easy.
been
And
what?
now look at you. Hosting me here, doing your own classes, live streams.
So I think it's been well over a year now, right?
Hey, I'd say about 2 years now, probably.
Oh, I guess it has been that long. My goodness. Yeah.
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, God. So, let's see. What do we have here? Rima says I just finished a velvet box and made it a dark brown velvet. That I want to see that.
I want to see that too.
And then Denise says hi, Teresa, but I think she means me, and I'm Terry. Hi. Close enough. I'm always happy to learn new techniques, Carol says. And I think that's one thing that's just invaluable about our community is that I know for me, I'm always learning. I think you don't grow if you can't continue to learn. So I'm always picking up fun new techniques from everyone. Oh, Teresa's on. Oh, she threw me off. She's under Decoupage Queen. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Where?
She replied to somebody and says, "Hi everyone, it's Teresa."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. Hi Teresa.
I must have missed it.
Okay, so Denise wasn't saying hi to me.
Hi, Nicole.
Oh.
That's cool.
Nicole says she loves learning from, she says, you ladies. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. And we love teaching. Well, I do. I don't know. I don't know about the rest, but I do.
I do. And it's not even that I hi Denise. I don't even I feel like I'm not necessarily a teacher. I'd like to share. Because like I always say, I don't know everything, and my way is just my way, and if you could pick up some tips and tricks from what I do, that's amazing. So I don't consider myself a teacher. I like you. I feel you're complete someone that has taught me a lot. But yeah, I'm a sharer. I'm a sharer.
I don't know. It feels weird for me to say, "Oh, I'm a teacher." I don't know. Like I just.
Oh wow! Rima says I watched Iveta for the first time in Retailers Group around Christmas time. The only one who stayed for the whole session.
She did. Rima, honestly, bless her heart. That was when we did the, the Christmas bauble, the poinsettia bauble.
Oh yeah.
We had the Patreon. I did a pre-recorded class for Patreon. Well, I did a live class on that in one sitting. In
nice.
Group. And for the retailers, showing.
How did you do that? Because you don't like to work when like clay isn't dry.
Huh?
I said, how did you do that? Because you don't like to work when clay isn't dry.
Oh, I prepped a spare sample with dry clay, and then I showed the application of clay, and then we carried on dry clay. That was
okay.
It still took like 4 hours. Rima, honestly, she's a champ. She's my ride or die. It's just honestly, what a champ. Like I wouldn't have sat through watching me for 4 hours. Like, no joke. Right, I'm just making sure that this is all dry, because it's touch dry, but I can still feel a little bit of damp coming through there, and I just need to make sure that this is all dry before we move on. Otherwise it's
yeah, especially since you have to separate the middle there.
Yeah. So okay, right,
Oh, looks like
think that will
did I
do.
miss a comment or I
Hi.
hope I didn't.
What? Who?
Well, I see a comment on my tablet that I don't see in our comments, and Shannon
Oh.
was just saying that she's using heavy body gel to hang her LED lights under her cabinets since they keep falling, because heavy body gel will make it stay for sure.
Oh, heavy body gel will make anything stay, honestly.
It will.
You got something that keeps running away, stick it down with
Heavy body gel. Yep.
Okay, right. So we're going to first cut through this edge here.
Okay.
And I am going to just try and hang on. Where is it? I think I'm cutting into the wood at this point.
Go from the other way. There you go. Which comment, Laura? I think so. I think I seen it. Did you say I'm not now you're scaring me. No one knows everything though, that comment? I did see that. Unless I'm missing something. I hope we're getting all the comments. That's kind of why I streamed everywhere for this last one too, because I know the last time it was it was a little
right. This is where the not so fun part begins, but it is very important, and I do urge you to try not to skip this part if you can. So first of all, we need to obviously sand off this overhanging edge with our extra rice paper bit, and also like don't try not to do this. It's like such a bad habit.
I wasn't even gonna say anything this time.
Sanding off the edges from rice paper, you want to go in a downwards motion, not side to side, just in case if like there's a little bit that hasn't glued down very well, then you're just gonna end up ripping it. But it's a once you've checked that it's all glued down, that's when you can start kind of going side to side. And so I'm just, if you can see, sanding off the edge a tiny bit here so that we have a little a nice little white edging to it, and then we'll do the same on here as well. In fact, I'll take a higher grit rice paper, higher grit sandpaper for this. That might help. Okay. But once we're done with these edges, with these overhanging edges, we will also sand down these edges a little bit. And for that, I would definitely advise using as high of a grit sandpaper as you possibly can. So 300, 400 and higher to sand off like these edges here. Try not to use anything that's below like 250, I would say, because
and I also think that's another misconception, is that they think they've got to go lower to get it off, and it's not that at all.
No, yeah, and like even these edges, like this, what I'm using here is 240.
Yeah.
Anything with like a lower grit, a coarse sandpaper, that's going to scratch your surface, scratch your rice paper, cause it to make it tear and all of that kind of stuff. So,
and God forbid if you don't have a piece of that down, that lower grit takes a hold of that, and
yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll take these off. So try to go like this, or again, like if you what you can use is like a nail file, which will help you stay in this like downwards motion, by the way.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining us.
Also, like these kind of files, if you have any, like that kind of stuff, you can use those
Hello,
as well.
everyone.
I did
Thank
cut
you for
into
joining
wood
us.
here.
A little bit when you were separating.
Yeah. When I was separating, and as you can see, it pulled away some rice paper here. So what we're gonna do is just grab the glue.
Oh, Fiona. She says she stepped over to the other side, meaning YouTube. She's tired of typing her name.
Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Fiona.
Oh, thank you, Betty. She shared. We appreciate that.
And then I just kind of went here on the edge with my finger, and I can feel that this side isn't glued down, right? It's lifting. So while I have my glue out here.
That was the edges that were connecting, right?
Yeah. Those were the edges that were connecting. Surprisingly, like on the other side, it's absolutely fine. But this one did not glue down properly here. It's just the very edge bit, right? Just the very, very edge. So technically, like I could just sand it down. And like it wouldn't be very visible. But since we're here to learn and do all of that, I may as well show you that even if it happens, that's not a big deal. You just grab your glue again and glue it back down. Okay. We will get to the blending part soon, I promise. I can't help it. I'm sorry, I'm slow, okay? I'm a slow coach. I can't help it.
Hello, everybody that's just coming in. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
My goodness, the wind is just a kicking here. I have a little bird feeder that outside, and it's blowing like crazy.
Set this to the side for now. And since, it needs to dry for a moment, so I'll grab my 400 grit sandpaper again, and these feathered edges, and I'm gonna go over them. And you want to kind of keep a lighter hand on it.
Sue says hi, Troy, and thank you, Laura. Laura says it's almost her bedtime, so she'll be going soon, but thank you for joining us.
Oh, I don't blame you. It's almost my bedtime.
Yeah, no. You got to blend paint. You got to blend paint. No bedtime for you.
See, this is what I have to deal with. They're holding me against my will. I'll blink 3 times. Send help.
So I like this. This is something that I don't tend to do. You go ahead and actually blend your actual edge on the surface.
Yeah, and if obviously
look at that.
I can't translate like the how smooth it is, but it's like I can barely feel that step
I don't
over.
do that. I'm going to now, though. See, I just learned something. Linda says, sorry, Iveta, no sleep for you.
I know. What's new? What's new?
I am fascinated because I don't know why, but I've never thought to do it. I mean, I blend it from that. I put it down with the glue, and I just start blending. So that's amazing.
But like the smoother this step over is, really the easiest.
Because there's less of a step.
And really, like, this is where you can, like, with sandpaper and sanding the edges down, like, you could really play around with this. And in a way, like, you might not even need to, because like this gives you that perfect, like, almost like a vintage,
It does. It really does.
faded edge. Just make sure that your paper is glued down
Com-
really, really
and
well,
completely
and that
dry.
there's no, like, and that there's no bubbles or anything like that anywhere. And this is where you
See?
can,
Fiona
like,
says, what a great tip, Iveta. It looks like it's actually a part of the substrate.
exactly,
Ingenious. It really does. I don't know. Do any of you done this? You might have just blown minds right now.
Well, I honestly don't know. I tried. I just thought of it when I was, doing my little practice piece, because I have never done that before myself, and I was like, maybe I should try it, and then I did, and I was like, oh.
So Carol says,
So
I
don't
keep
know if
trying
that's a
to.
new thing or not.
Carol says she keeps trying to brush away the bits of paper on your desk.
Hang on. Wait a minute. When I'm done, I'll go and get my Hoover out. Okay. Don't you worry. Oh, hang on.
There you go. There you go. There you
You're welcome.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Yeah, everybody is saying that they love this tip.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that was helpful.
Okay, so Sahal says done this but using deco napkin paper, but sometimes base comes off too. But I think that's why Yvette is saying you need to really use a high grade
very
sanding.
high grip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The higher the grip, the better the result is going to be. So it might take a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to be worth it. And this is where, like, even with just sandpaper, for example, right? That's where you can just take one element and just make sure that you're kind of like going around it a little bit more, so that, you're taking more of your rice paper when you glue it down, so that you have room to sand and like really like fade that edge.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, Carol's happy now. She says, "Thank you. That's better."
You're welcome.
And Lou and Sue wants you to come sweep the bits of paper off the floor by her feet.
What?
Sue wants you to come sweep the bits of paper off the floor.
I'm on my way. Say less. Say less, Sue. I'm on my way. I have my sweeping brush. I have my Hoover. I'm on my way. Like, no joke. I love to clean. Okay.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Leanne. So, this is kind of where we're at.
Okay.
I'm tempted to just like do one side, but then like, am I gonna get the other side to match? I probably won't.
Yeah, with the paint.
Yeah, so like, I'm sorry, but you'll have to sit through this whole. This may end up being the 2 parts.
Oh my goodness. Fiona says she's gonna raid her husband's work van after this. He's a painting contractor, so has ample sandpaper in his van of all different grits.
Well, that's good. When you're raiding his see, that still did not glue down properly, but that's okay. See how like I got a little rip here.
Oh, so Sue says that she knows that you like to clean, so it's an open invite. You can come visit her anytime.
Nice deal. I'll trade you a cleanup for some sandpaper. How about that?
Hola, Erica.
Because I go through that stuff. It turns out that sandpaper is expensive as well. Who would have thought? Have you looked at the prices of sandpaper lately?
No. You know, I use
No,
that
well,
hand sander, and it comes with a bunch of replacement grits, so I haven't
I-
haven't run out
honestly,
yet.
like it should not be this expensive. It should be illegal.
Well, you know, that goes with everything, though. Everything is expensive
That's
these
true.
days.
Yeah, that's true. I disagree with the prices of things.
I do too. So we kind of touched on it very quickly, but I think that's an important thing too, is that when you do blend with paint, you do want to make sure you make enough of the color that you're going to be using, because especially when you're, you know, doing a specialized color, it is, you know, it is a little daunting if you run out and you're going to try to mix that same color. Chances are it's not going to
Better to
be
mix more than
exactly.
not enough. Definitely. And that's how I always used to end up with leftover paint, and then I would go through, you know, like weeks or months of everything being in the same kind of color scheme, because or in a very close color scheme, because I would, you know, mix up way too much paint, and then I would save it, and then I would make something else in it, and then there's not quite enough, so I end up adding more to it and more, and then it just never runs out, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't nice.
Huh?
So I have the Facebook group up on my tablet, because just so I can see the names, since we're getting a lot of Facebook users, and it just booted me. I'm back now. Crafting can be expensive with all the fabulous tools and techniques.
It can be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be as expensive as it may seem.
Yeah, I mean, you know, of course, I think we all love to have the latest and greatest and the new gadgets and gadgets and all of that stuff, but you know, you really don't. You don't need all of that stuff.
No, and
yep. Nicole is saying, why on earth have I not thought of sanding edges on the actual board? I don't know, Nicole. I've never thought of it either.
I guess now you will.
Now I definitely will, because I mean, I can even see through the screen how that step is gone.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha, Leanne. And actually your name is here now, whereas to when you, before it booted you, your name, you were Facebook user. So that's, yeah. It booted Leanne too. Look at that.
Oh. Okay, so here we go. We're looking at, let me just double check.
Sue is hilarious. Sue is jumping back from Facebook to YouTube to talk to people. It's cracking me up.
Sue, you can probably just reply in on YouTube, and we need to, Terry, just put the comments up.
I am putting them up,
so they can. So Sue doesn't have to jump from one platform to the other, and she can just see the replies, you know, and the other people can see the replies. You can be the messenger.
I know, right?
Right, bear with me. I'm just.
Leanne said Facebook is odd. She's gonna go see Sue, so that means she's going to YouTube.
Well, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not, you know,
the thing is,
I don't want to be banned.
I know, me either. And the reason why I streamed everywhere today is because it's disheartening when we can't see comments. And you know, last time when I was on with Nancy, it was hit or miss, because it was that glitch where not all comments were coming through. So so I said, well, I'm just, at some point, if we're everywhere, we're gonna see people, we're gonna see the comments. So
right, again, before we really get started, what I want to do is apply another coat of decoupage glue or varnish. You can also apply another coat of varnish over it. or apply a coat of varnish over it if you want to, but we'll just go with glue just to make it easier.
Now, are you doing this because you sanded?
I am doing this because I've sanded, and I am doing this because an extra kind of coat, a layer of anything, any like transparent medium, right, is going to kind of even further hide the step, right? So an extra coat is going to smooth it out a little bit more. And also it's going to provide a little bit of protection for our rice paper, so a little bit more protection just in case if at any point you happen to, I don't know, drop a blob of paint or something over where it's not supposed to go, then you can just quickly wipe it away, and this is going to your extra coat of glue is going to stop it from soaking into your rice paper. So yeah, that's why. Like so, and after that we can start our blending. Finally, I see. Yeah, like I was contemplating whether to apply the rice paper ahead of time, and so that we can just go straight into blending. But then I thought, you know what? But I don't know if people know about sanding the edges, and that's also important. And I don't know if, because the application of the paper matters as well for the whole blending process. Anyways.
Oh my.
What? Oh,
everybody's abandoning. Everybody jumped ship and going over to YouTube. So they're all saying hi to each other.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
So while I'm drying this, I'm kind of going to use one hand to dry, and then I'm going to start picking out paints. So we're going to start with, I'm going to need some white. Like really, if I'm being honest with you here, if you're going to blend, like if unless your edges are like pure white or black, or like a very distinct color, forget about the option of just grabbing a pot of paint and it being a good match and it like being the right color for your paper. Like get that thought out of your head right now.
Okay.
Because chances are it's not going to.
Right.
So we'll grab our white paint for our base, and then I'll grab, what do we have here? Light brown. We will probably need some red and green for our leaves, and we might need a little bit of yellow because we have like a tiny, like slightly yellowish tone here. So we'll grab, maybe not yellow, but we will grab some
like a beige or off-white or something.
Ochre.
Oh, ochre. Oh, yeah.
This is where, right, I would really like, it's good for you to have your like basic colors, basic paints,
your primaries,
yeah, that's the word, primaries. So not like oh, I don't know, sky blue or
right,
whatever, right?
Precious purple.
Yeah, precious purple, but like you want a ultramarine, ochre, burnt sienna.
Yes.
Those kind of colors. That's what you're looking for, because again, with those basic colors, you can mix any color that you need. And then what else was I gonna say? Yeah, so in in terms of like how do you mix the right paints, how do you mix the right color, how do you do all of that? Again, get the idea of being able to get the right color first time out of your head.
Yeah.
Just lower your expectations.
Yeah, don't get frustrated if
Would be
you're
my
actually
advice.
there for a minute,
Yeah.
you know, going back and forth, a little bit of
Yeah.
this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's all about layering, right? So like you might not get the right color first time straight away, but it'll be close enough to where you can apply it, and then you can mix a little bit of, you know, once you've applied it, you can mix a little bit more in and go over it, and then that's kind of how you get that blend, right? So yeah, like, and again, lower your expectations for what you expect that blend to look like, right? So if you, like you can see here, right, we have swirls, we have roses and all of that. Like I can't do that. I can't sit here and just carry on painting these roses, you know, like nothing, like the carry on, you know, the picture here. So just accept the fact that these roses are going to somehow gonna, you know, the colors are gonna have to flow, kind of like if you look at this piece here, right? So these flowers and these leaves here, the paper ends around about here, right? So these leaves, the actual on the paper, you can still see the whole leaf. I painted over it and then made it
Faded.
drip.
Yeah, you did a fading. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So like you need to kind of think about what if there is a motive here on the side, that chances are you probably won't be able to just sit here and draw the rest of the flower or the rest of the swirls. So again, think about kind of how it's going to become a little bit more abstract, if that
So
makes sense.
it does. So apparently, hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the our logo up there in the corner looks like it's your plate is like you have Decoupage
Yes.
Queen plates.
Yes, I have a decoupage queen plate. No, seriously though, like I was thinking about it today that like I really desperately somebody needs to come up with some kind of paint palettes, I don't know, something that is going to be reusable and also easy to clean off without having to wash off like your wet acrylic paint into the drain.
I'm following you. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a lot, but no, I gotcha.
No, yeah, because like, look, like this is my palette, right? It's clean right now, but like, do you remember my palette? Like,
Yeah,
3 months
yeah,
ago?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I was doing a bit of a paint mountain here
Yeah.
where I didn't wash it for 6 months.
Ever since I had started with you. Yeah. Yeah, her evil laugh, that was like, actually it was driving a couple of people crazy.
Oh
And she's
yeah, I
like,
think
yeah, no,
I'm pretty
I'm not.
sure like people unsubscribed from me for that reason. Okay, right. So
So I don't know
first,
where Teresa
white.
is, but I can see people saying hi to her. So hi, Teresa. I don't know where you're at.
Okay, so we're going to start with white.
Okay.
Then, so next we will scoop out some brown.
Did you just contaminate your?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah.
making sure. I
don't care.
I know. I trust me. Paint palette. I know.
Don't look like I care.
I got you. I'm following.
And then we will squeeze out a bit of ochre onto
Ochre.
here. And then we will go in with a little bit of bourbon here. And then we will also squeeze out some greens. So again, before I start mixing any paints, I pick out the colors that I can see are present there.
Gotcha.
On the paper.
Okay.
I pick them out and I get them onto my palette. Obviously, later, if we need to add any other colors, we can do that, but like at least we have the basics here that we can start with. So I am going to grab a wipe and just clean that off.
So Fiona likes to let her paint dry in the palette and then picks them out, but she uses that.
Thanks, Fiona.
But she uses it for her art, so there's no environmental damage. I know, right? You would have had a big old composition with that.
I would have, yeah. I would have. And then where did I put my sponges? That's the question. That is the question. I have some pre-cut sponges here. So now I can't find them. Hello. Seriously, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. Okay, never mind. So obviously there are tools for these kind of things. You know, there's these little blenders and stuff like that. I am currently out of them, so I took a clean kitchen sponge and I cut it into smaller pieces, and that is what we're going to use for our paint application. No paint brushes here.
Okay. Hi, Marcia. Now, would you use a paintbrush, or do you prefer not to when you're blending?
I would advise not to when you're blending. So I start with, I picked up a little bit of brown, mixed it into my white. Just a tiny bit right here, and as you can see, I still have plenty of white on the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of scoop up a tiny bit here, and we're going to
like paint swatches.
Bring it, yeah, you're gonna almost like bring it close to your.
I think this is something I learned from you too that was very important. Like, you need to go check it, mix, keep checking it, mix again, keep checking. Like, just don't try to mix it all at one time. You need to keep checking it.
Yeah. Granted, like I'm prone to forgetting about that myself. You know, like sometimes I'll just accidentally squeeze like my paint directly into.
Carol is asking, what about a stencil brush? Would you use a stencil brush?
You can, but it's a different kind of application.
Yeah,
it's not as neat. Yeah,
right. You're trying to get it to blend, right? And you don't want to worry about all those strokes. Look at that. Look at that.
Pretty good match.
I would say so.
What we're going to start with. So we have a slightly lighter color and a slightly darker color. That's what we're going to start with. I'm going to keep both of them here. And the lighter color, right, if I just scoop up a tiny bit, there's just a couple of parts on the paper here where it's almost like this. It's almost that light color there. So we're going to just apply that in those tiny little bits. So we're going to start with, I'll grab my sponge and I'll turn, I'm kind of like squeezing it. If I had more sponges, I would have used the bigger piece, but I don't. This is my last sponge. So
I'll put that in the box too.
So, we have a little piece, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of try and squish it in your fingers so that it's rounded off, right? So that you try not to use it like so that you have like these sharp edges.
Yep.
So you want to try and round it off into a little ball, and then you're going to pick up some paint onto your sponge and dab off the excess. What are you laughing at?
Sue says, you poor girl. No sandpaper, no sponges.
I know. Wait, shall I move this closer?
Oh, hey. Now we're in business.
Okay. Right. So, and then, we're going to start with like these parts where I can see the lighter colors, and just very, very lightly going over the edge and towards like the edge of the substrate.
Yep.
Right, and then so you're going to want to, as you're going closer towards like into the actual paper, you're going to lighten up the touch as much as possible, right? So with a very, very light hand, so that it's almost, and then if you happen to get some, that's where you can use your fingers to smudge it out. And then so just kind of from almost like from the bottom and up, and just try and not get too much paint on your sponge at once. Again, it's almost like kind of like what we have to do with dry brushing. We will go over here with greens later on. We're starting with the light shade. So yeah, kind of like when with dry brushing, you have to keep your brush dry.
Yep.
In order for it to not, completely take over. Same here. It's almost like dry sponge. I don't know why that sounds so weird.
So Callie says, "Oh my, dang, my girl, you are amazing."
Oh, thanks. Oh.
I want to know how much you paid her.
Thanks.
Definitely want to know how much you paid her.
I didn't pay anybody, I promise.
So Iveta, you would sorry.
Ooh.
So you would go through with your lighter colors first. The reason why I'm saying it, so like that leaf, for instance, that's on the other panel there, you wouldn't skip over where that leaf is hanging down because it's green, would you? Would you are you putting your base color down over everything, or is that just, again, personal preference? Or
so it's not like I'm not so much putting base color over everything, as much more of a, so there's a spot here, right, where there's that light. Oh wait, you can't see. Okay, here we go. So there's this spot here where there was like a little bit of a lighter patch, right?
Yep.
So I'm blending that lighter patch, and then I don't want the paints to be like very separated. They're not going to look like they're blending and flowing into each other if we keep, each color to each section. So we're going to want a little bit of an overlap here. If you have like a lighter shade or a lighter tone here, and you're applying that lighter color onto your substrate, blending it over here, and then you're going to go directly straight into a dark color, it's not going to be as smooth of a blend, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're going to defeat what the whole purpose of what you're trying to do.
In essence,
yeah.
I think that depending on like, your personal preference, I think there's a way of, making it look good as well. But I guess I just think that if you're like really making those colors flow by overlapping them and layering them onto each other, you really like get a softer blend.
Apparently, you're short on funds. That's why you don't have sandpaper and sponges. So you don't have to pay anybody. Just de-stash. They'll take your stash. Just de-stash, and that's it. Oh my goodness, you guys are so silly.
Oh goodness me, that's why. I'm short on funds. I paid everybody to
yep,
to hype me up. No, I'm short on sponges, and my brushes are falling apart, and and everything, because I'm okay, I'm not going to say it, because I'm a little bit tight. I don't know. Okay, I can't help it. It's weird. Like, please, somebody, like, do any of you know what I'm talking about? Like, for whatever reason, whenever I have to like replace sponges, brushes, I don't know, things like that, I can't. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but Linda's saying, how does she get on payroll? She would like some of your D stash. The word, okay, so the word you're looking for, Betty says, is frugal.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's about.
You know what, though? I know what you're saying, because I will put it off to the last minute until I
Yeah.
absolutely need it. But a new product comes out that I need, and that's in my carton, on its way in an instant.
Right, exactly. I don't know what it is.
So yes, Nicole says she is in that club. She is in the club with
Thank
you.
goodness. Thank goodness it's not just me. Okay, so I'm blending out, like, obviously here on this edge we have a lot more space going on here, so I'm kind of gonna go in a little bit heavier.
Okay.
And just because, like, I don't know where we're gonna go from here. Again, just like everything else, all of this kind of like blending, creating in general, I think for most of us, right? It's not just me. Please tell me it's not just me.
No, it's not.
It's
And
like
you are
an
getting,
intuitive process.
yeah, and more people are in saying that they are in the same club with you. So you're
Oh,
not
thank
alone.
goodness.
You're
Thank
not
goodness.
alone.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's very good. I'm glad. Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple more spots with this lighter tone for now. So I'm really going over the edges again. Like for now, it you know, you'll be looking at it and you'll be like, oh, what is happening? But just
Trust
again,
the process.
trust the process.
Trust the process.
And again, there's like, I'm running out of paint. I'm
Yeah,
running out
I've
of this
noticed
lighter
that.
paint, so I'm just going in directly with white now. And again, I'm just kind of bringing my sponge over to where I'm like dabbing it off. And it's almost like at this point I'm starting to blend the paint directly on the sponge.
So Sue Meekin is in my club. She says, no, I get nervous if I think I am running out. I need at least 2 bags of sponges.
Oh, can I have one? What can I trade you for a bag of sponges?
So yeah, Sisu says, I'm thankful for dollar stores, disposable craft supplies. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that, like, that is my issue. Like that's why I don't use gloves a lot, right? Sometimes it's really not a good habit, right? Because like I was not using gloves with when I used like some kind of oil-based wax, I think, and then I got a reaction. And then I got a reaction, and my hands were all like red for like 2 weeks. But it's just like I can't, like, disposable things. I'm so, I don't know. I don't like getting rid of them. I want to use things, and then like gloves, they're one, you can't use them again.
Iveta needs a care box.
I don't know. I don't need a care box.
She really doesn't need a care box. It's just the fact that she can't be bothered with it until it's absolutely necessary.
I can't be bothered. I just, like, I don't want to.
So yeah, if Fiona's saying that she thinks that this is as therapeutic as dry brushing.
It is. It is.
And when you see it all come together, it's like, oh yeah, this. Yep.
So as you can I don't know, maybe have noticed now. So even though I'm still kind of dipping in over here, but like gradually, because I'm blending my colors directly on the sponge almost, we're kind of like starting to darken it up at this point. And if you look at it, they're kind of a little bit patchy, right? Starting to become a little bit patchy on these sides.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly what we need at this point. Trust me. Just trust
Rima
me.
says it's called prioritizing. But Linda says, where do I send a contribution for the care box?
Oh my god. Okay, really like this is not good.
The next time she comes on, she's gonna have all the sponges and all the brushes.
No, please don't. Please don't. I'm still not gonna use them. I don't have a shortage of like sponges. I mean, no, I have a shortage of sponges right now. But like I have gloves and I have brushes and I can go and buy them. I just can't.
Yeah. Okay, so I have if you guys stick around to the end, not only to see the amazing come together of the blending, I have the little puppy I'm over here babysitting.
Yes.
So I'll show you puppy, but just in case you hear little barks, well, they're not little barks, it's the barks you guys usually hear. It's Jack. He's being a grouchy old man and doesn't understand why this little puppy is bouncing all over the place. So yeah, he's grouchy. He barks at her.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
He's just so confused.
Well, you know, he's trying to assert his dominance and also like why do you have so much energy? Like stop. Like,
what is happening right now?
Yeah, he's like, I want to sleep, and you're jumping all around. What's happening?
Yeah, he's just a poor old man. He's trying to relax.
And you know, of course, Troy thinks it's hilarious because Troy always messes with Jack, and so now somebody else is messing with Jack. So you're gonna hear Troy giggling too.
Okay, so here, now I'm again starting to dip into the slightly darker colors, right? That darker color that we mixed earlier.
Yep.
And I'm starting to apply it in kind of here and there, right?
Right.
Around the edges. And again, I'm trying to keep these sides almost like patchy. Because again, if you look at the paper itself, itself is quite patchy, right? It has lighter parts, it has darker parts. So you want to try and, if we just go into one shade over here, again, that's going to become very obvious.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing too. You do want to, you know, as much as possible, mirror what's happening in your paper. So it, you know, although she did color match, you're not going to just go and slap down all of the color and that's how it's blended. That's not what the paper is doing.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to you want to keep the general like mood of the paper, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird thing to talk about. And again, like I'm going in onto the actual paper, a little bit more here and there. Again, it helps with hiding that step, first of all. And also, I'm trying to, when I go over onto the paper, I'm trying not to keep my paint like in one or in one line, right? We're trying to kind of go in and out, in and out.
Yes.
So you want to go a little bit higher in some places, a little bit lower in others. And again, if it's not looking quite, you know, there yet, don't worry about it. It's all about layering. you just have to trust the process. You just have to keep going. You're not going to get that right color straight away. And also, yeah, something that I forgot to mention earlier is that as much as like I can color match wet paint
Yes.
as much as I want to, I can color match and get the perfect shade. It's still not going to match because most paints dry a slightly different shade to what they
Oh,
are
yes,
when they're
very
wet.
true. Very
So
true.
even if your paint is just the perfect match, you're still there's still going to be, you know,
Yeah, the dry
a
down, it
difference.
does.
Yeah, yeah,
But everybody, Sue's saying it is looking as one canvas. Catherine's saying it's really coming together. So yeah.
yeah. And just take your time. Again, if you obviously I can't. We will get this done today. At least like the blending part, I'm gonna put it all together, like add the, you know, the little hooks and stuff later on tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we will get the blending part done together today. But if you are kind of working on this and you notice that you're just not feeling it right in that moment in time, don't force it. Try not to, yeah, just try not to overdo it, because if again you're working on something like this where you really need to feel the colors, you really need to go with the flow and concentrate and make sure that you're not overdoing it or not
That's kind of like with
overworking
anything, though,
it.
how sometimes you need to step away and then come back with, the fresh eyes,
Fresh
as they
eyes,
say.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. If you've already mixed up your paint and you're worried that, oh well, I'm gonna go away and then it's gonna dry and, you know, and all of that, spray a little bit of water over your paint, pop some cling film on it. If you don't have like one of those, what are they called, the mediums that slow down the paint, drying time extender,
The extenders, yeah.
yeah, if you don't have those mediums that extend the drying time, just spray some water over your paint, put some cling film on it, stick it into the fridge if you have to, if you live in a warmer environment. Again, it's a controversial topic, but
I'm not
I
saying
have,
nothing.
like, I've done it. I did it for at least a year, right? I mixed up colors on a plate like this, and then like I'm gonna carry on working on it another day, and then
Right. Well, if you
I
think
stick
about
it in the
it,
fridge and it's fine.
yeah, what dries it out is the air. So you're trying to
Yeah,
keep the air out,
and
and
heat. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So just okay. So now we need to mix in a bit more brown, make a slightly darker shade. Again, I'm just kind of going ham over here, trying to feel it out. We're mixing the next shade down, if you will. I want to say, I want to go a little bit darker here, and then we can then bring it back up if needed. And so again, and if you've noticed, like for all of this so far, like I'm using the exact same sponge that we started with. I haven't switched over yet.
Right.
Partially it's because like at the moment we're working on that background color, right? And because we want that background color to be somewhat patchy, when you already have some paint on your sponge, when you're mixing them together, it almost helps create like an even more of a natural blend. So it like mixes in the rest of the colors and makes it look more natural. So we're gonna go in with a little bit more of a darker.
Oh, good night, Fiona. Fiona's going
night
night night.
Fiona. And I'm going in like sideways here. So not downwards, but rather sideways, because that's kind of where we're going to have to do the blend. Or, you know, almost like a color flow. I'm going to do it more this way. So this is where I'm starting to like stretch out. And again, like don't be scared to use your fingers when needed to smudge some things out if necessary. Like I just went over here a little bit too much, so I will grab a spray bottle, just
a little bit of water.
And again, yeah, that's why kind of it's good to apply some varnish or
yeah, exactly. Had that have been the raw paper, you would have been
just rubbed through the paper.
Yep.
And so again, like right now, if you look at this whole thing, it looks again kind of like super patchy and almost like, you know, so much darker than what it was before. But again, it's all about building those layers. It's all about building up those colors, getting and even more so about building up the layer of paint over here on this side and over onto the rice paper so much that that step becomes invisible. Now, yeah, you can absolutely, for example, use textured paints or add some texture powder to your paint to make it give it more of a grit. But I find that will give you too much of a grit. If we're going for like your classic decoupage look, especially, you know, if you want to then varnish all of it and have that, like, you know, your perfect smooth surface, then you don't really want to be using textured powders or textured paints. Right. And again, even more so than that, I did not want to like use textured powders personally, because again, we're trying to go back to basics. Not everybody has textured powders. Not everybody will be able to get a hold of them. So again, we're just this is all about, you can do it really well without any other mediums,
right,
or any other materials.
Hi, Olga. Hi, Iris. You're not late. Thank you for joining us.
No, we'll probably be here all week.
Oh my.
And I'm just gonna go over these edges as well a little bit, just gently, right? Because again, like if we don't, then they're going to just like a tiny bit. If we don't go over them, they're going to look a little bit lonely. And so again, like at the moment, it's still not fully matching everywhere yet. Not like it's not fully matching anyway yet. But again, just keep working it. We just need to keep working it. And building up those layers, building up the colors. See, this is where I would probably recommend taking a little step back.
Giving it a once over.
Give it a once over, yeah. Give it a break. Like, rest your eyes again, even if you don't like go and go to bed and then come back to it the next day. Just even stepping away from it for a few minutes will be helpful.
Right.
So again, like you may notice, I just went over that lighter part, but not all the way. There's still like some parts of that lighter color are still visible through. I don't know again if it's noticeable on camera or not, but like every time you add a new layer of paint, again, going with the feeling and going with the flow, but still try and leave a little bit of those previous layers still kind of peeking through, so that again you're making more of a flowy color flow thing. I don't know, my language center is now starting to switch off. I've talked about sponges and colors flowing for a little bit too long now. Yeah, this should have been a two-parter, I think. But no, it's okay. We'll power through it. We'll get our
Linda says we know words are hard.
Words are hard, honestly. Like, I think that people genuinely underappreciate how underappreciate. Never mind. I don't know. Where's my drink?
Now she's blending words. Now she's blending.
I'm blending. I'm tired. So, anyways, while I'm doing this, why don't we talk about why decoupage? Terry.
Why
decoupage?
Why decoupage?
Why decoupage? Tell us.
Oh, want me to tell you, huh?
No?
Why decoupage? Well, I'll tell you, from someone who had, I started out with scrapbook paper. Well, my background is watercoloring, but when I started getting into like crafting, if you will, I started with scrapbook paper. And I didn't know it, but did decoupage with scrapbook paper. I didn't realize that, that's what I was doing. But when I found decoupage, when I found rice paper, let me tell you what, it's a game changer. It looks like, now how transfers have become so, transfers.
Yeah.
But I still love the look of a rice paper. You can get such a beautiful professional look with rice paper, and you can really use rice paper on any and everything. Whereas to what we learned, even when I did the scrapbook paper, we wanted to test out scrapbook paper on curved surfaces, and we've seen that although you could get it down, it wasn't as seamless, and the transition wasn't as easy, and you certainly couldn't do what we're doing right here, right? We're blending and making it look all as one. I mean, it would take a lot of work. But it's so easy to use. And with we have so many different sizes. You really can't, there, it's endless what you can do with with decoupage with rice paper. The
Yeah.
versatility of it is just
It's pretty good,
endless.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
endless.
I agree.
And then not to mention, like, you really can do any medium on top of your rice paper with, combine it with anything. You have your base down, and stencils, textures, all of that. It's just, it lends to everything.
Yeah.
Miriam says transfers are great, but for some reason I'm more drawn to rice papers and rarely ever use transfers. I'll tell you what, Miriam, I have a bunch of transfers.
Oh, she
But
does.
yeah, I do. But that's not, I forget about them, because
Yeah.
I the first thing I will reach for are my rice papers.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. Well, I mean, at at this point, I don't know how to live without rice paper.
I know.
I don't know
Okay,
what
thank
that says
you,
about me.
Betty. Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Betty.
Yeah, I don't know either. I wouldn't even know. I try to think about it. Okay, so if I had to go back to just scrapbook paper, I couldn't do it.
No, me neither. Well, mind you, I started with whatever I was able to get my hands on.
Yeah, that
Um,
too, right? I mean, tissue papers. And of course, and that's
napkins,
another thing
tissue
too.
papers.
Some of us have been in through decoupage with the napkins, right? And
Yeah.
we know how finicky napkins are. Um,
Oh yeah.
you make one little move and get a little tear, and whoo.
Yeah. Right. The. I don't know. Right. This is where we're going to start.
Now we're getting some darker colors in here.
We're gonna start with some darker colors again. Like so, I'm starting with the green for the leaves, and I'm kind of going over the leaves here, right? And I'm extending those colors out. I need to, like so, if that makes sense, right? So I'm going over where there would be leaves, and I'm kind of like, if you, again, if you've seen any of my work, I do like my little drippy paint look. So in a way, we're going for that kind of feeling, but horizontally, not vertically, because typically for me it's vertically, and we can go over, the very edge here, for example. And again, I'm just going kind of like so. Again, do not stress over, patchy bits and
Right.
all of that. It is necessary at this point, really, because again, it's all about layering. It's all about building up those colors. Again, like this. Well, mind you, we'll be here for a long time, but like this took a good 2 hours
Yeah.
of blending. So
It looks like
get your
Marcia said
snacks.
rice papers are more versatile for fabrics and candles, etc. Yes, I have used rice paper on fabrics and candles. Can't say the same thing about paper. Good night, Olga.
Night,
Carol
night,
says
Olga.
transfers are flat looking. Rice paper designs have more depth. I agree with that.
I think that like the only reason why I would gravitate towards transfers over rice paper, for example, right? The only time where I would reach for them would be is like if you are after just like a single element that you want
Yes.
to put, like where you have, your painted blended look somewhere, and then this looks weird, right? I just there's that leaf. It's a
Mm-hmm.
leaf here,
Mm-hmm.
the edge. So and because it's kind of it's a little bit too straight for me, so we're gonna go in with some green and just kind of fade it out a little bit this way as well. We're gonna get that again, like this is where you really need to feel the image, feel how you want to blend it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I could have left it, or we can leave it, but it's going to look a little bit choppy. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so that kind of would be like really the only thing that I would choose transfers over rice paper for nowadays. But
I did. Oh, I know, for our hop that we did, the around the world
oh yeah,
hop,
yeah,
I did transfers on the globe.
yeah,
And although I was able to get it around that globe, it was not nearly as easy for me to do it with the transfers.
mm-hmm.
You know, I got it,
Yeah,
but it yeah, because of it being on that plastic backing, and then because it wants to stick to everything, so you've got to be, so it's yeah. I would
yeah,
rather use rice paper any day.
me too. I don't know, like my favorite thing, right, would be that again, transfers would be the only thing, the only other medium that doesn't have this issue, because you kind of rub them on, right, unless you're talking about like water slide ones.
Oh yeah.
um
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that it doesn't stretch um, when it comes into contact with a water-based product is
Yes.
pretty good. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that would be my go-to. But in general, I'm curious to know, and that would be for everybody watching as well, not and Terry, you as well, everybody. Like, why do you decoupage? Like, what? Because so many people just prefer painted, or that natural look. I don't know. Like, so many people just do not, I guess, understand. So like, what is it that you like about decoupage itself? Like, why? Does that make sense? Does
I'm
my
not sure.
question make sense?
Hi, Jamie. Rima, yes, she's using matte paints.
Yes.
And Carol is saying this is starting to look beautiful with the green.
It's starting to add the colors. So again,
So are you asking like why is it a
yeah,
preference
why
to
do you
use?
like the decoupage over painting, for example? Like, when would
Well,
you use?
for me in general, the designs and the especially with what we have at Decoupage Queen, could I paint something like that? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be able to get a finished look that a rice paper can give me by just painting it, me personally? Yeah, probably not. um so that in general will I gravitate towards because of the ease of it. Again, like I said, the beautiful papers that we have at our disposal.
Yeah.
um that can really make your project take such a different look, right?
Mhm.
I mean, yeah,
I like your answer. I like your
I,
answer. Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't paint and have my project have the same effect as I would if I used decoupage paper, if I did, the rice paper.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah, Nicole says, because I can't paint. And the rice papers are so beautiful to work with, and so many different things you can do to transform an everyday project. Yep.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's also a
Carol
good
says
answer.
the art on the papers are stunning.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
agree.
you can start with a base of the rice paper and add molds and add stencils and add texture to it, and it can take on such a different look. And you can use the same rice paper on 3-4 different projects, and just with little add-ons of this, that, and the other, it's each one of them will be different, unique, and beautiful.
Absolutely.
Marcia says, I am able to create individual pieces without having to be able to paint. It's a way of showing your creativity and personality without artistic skills.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I
That's,
like that.
yes.
I like
She
that.
is not having problems with words, obviously.
She is not. No, no. Would you like to come on
Mm.
here and do some talking? Because I can't anymore.
Carol is saying this is starting to look beautiful. Yeah, so Rima says, I decoupage because I'm a terrible artist.
I like that. Me too. Me too. I can't. Um, well, I'm learning slowly to do a little bit better with drawing and painting and all of that. But oh God, like I'm so not a natural at it.
So Linda Baker says, even an uncreative, unimaginative, no ability person like me can create something beautiful for my
Hey,
grandkiddos. Now, Linda, first of all, that was too many big words.
yeah, that's too late for these kind of words now. Come on, give me a break.
But absolutely no truth to you not being creative and unimaginative and
I've
all of
seen your work, lady.
Yes, I have too.
Unimaginative. Honestly, I'm going to start giving people strikes for using these kind of words against themselves. Honestly.
Marcia says, if Linda is creating with the papers, she is creative. Ha!
Thank you.
See, again, Marcia comes through with the words.
Yeah, with the words. She's very good with them. She is very, very good with them. So,
looking good.
I know. No, it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good. Don't lie to me. Come on. It's looking. I mean, there's some parts that are looking okay, but just trust the process.
So again, Carol says, I had this paper. She has this paper and will definitely try this.
Nice.
Please share with us.
Very good. So we're I'm bringing in some lighter shades of green now, because again we have like all sorts of different greens here. Now again, these darker leaves here, we will go back over them with lighter. So we started off with light colors, then we're darkening them up, and then we're going to bring it back out with lighter colors at the end.
Okay. Again, the layers.
The layers. It's all about the layers. It's all about those layers. And then just so where we have, you know, these transitions of from like the light colors, because again, like I've added quite a bit of green here, but like here, there's no reason for me to be, you know, adding green. I want some of this lighter color to stay here. So I'm just trying to create almost like a fade from green to the lighter color. So you really want to extend them. So if you've ever blended paints, you know, for like an ombre blend, you will already know that, you know, like the you have to kind of go up and down, right? And the more up and the more down you go, the wider you spread the paint, the softer your blend will be. So this is kind of the same thing really, but without having to go like this, right? We're just doing the same thing, but with layering. So the more you kind of stretch out all different shades and colors, the softer the blend is going to be.
Gotcha.
And the more of this like backwards and forwards you're going to do, the better it's going to look in the end. And just whatever you do not be scared of just giving it a try and trying different colors and trying slightly different shades and going over, you know, back and forth. Like, really don't be afraid of that.
So Erica says it's a great job. Everything can be achieved if we have patience and practice. I know from experience.
Exactly. So
I'm glad you guys have words.
That. And then we will dip into our white color again, and we will mix up some of these pinks.
Hi, Mara.
Hi, Mara. Okay. So I'll add some red. Put this for a little bit of a darker shade. Let's see, way too saturated. Way too saturated. Okay, we'll dip in a touch of, I'll scoop up a touch of this brown and this beige and mix it into here to almost create like a dusty pink. So that's why I kind of like, when you're doing this kind of blending, really like having all of your colors on one palette and keeping them kind of alive-ish and really like using these same colors from your same palette to mix in all different shades that you need is really going to help you achieve like the colors that are going to be, you know, closer to what you actually see on the paper. So try and use those same paints where possible. Okay, this is where I'm going to have to switch to a clean sponge because pink and green not really going to mix too well. But again, and then I'm starting to run out of space on my palette here, so I'm going over like where there's a little bit of that like lighter brownish and all of those colors. So again, don't be afraid of mixing them. And you don't need, in fact, you don't use the exact shade, you know, because it's going to look strange.
Right.
So kind of bring them in.
Yeah, because I mean, you wouldn't think, or you might not realize, but your eye will go right there.
Yeah.
That the
exactly.
eye
like,
will just.
right?
I mean,
you can see that.
Yep.
I did not match the color, even though on the palette it looks very similar. When you actually apply it, not so much. There we go. This is kind of starting to get a little bit closer now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, what I'm doing here. So actually, like, we added quite a bit of this brown, this light brown, into my pink mix to get this like dusty pink that we have on the roses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of stretching it out. That's the look that I like personally. And I'll go over these roses here as well, but we will have to mix up a closer color to this. So I'm just going over it, and then we will add some extra color over the top to match closer, because these roses are a different color to these ones.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
But again, yeah, when you're just kind of blending these kind of things, adding a little bit of all of these shades that you have on the paper is going to benefit the overall look. I know, guys, I'm sorry. It's a very long back to basics. Honestly, like, I probably won't be invited again.
No.
They're going to ban me. I'm going to try and work faster, but like, honestly, like, these kind of things, you don't want to rush it.
No.
Again, going over with a little bit of pink over here, over this green, because this is more of a pinkish greenish.
So Rima says, I am so enjoying this process. And Catherine says, no, don't be sorry. I find your process fascinating.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, because I'm... What time is it?
Well, for me, it's 3 o'clock. So for you, yep,
it's
11.
My bedtime. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's officially my bedtime. And Terry wants... we'll be able to... Well, she will be able to confirm it. Because,
yeah, I make her... If we're still talking or if we're going over work, I'm like, okay, nope, sorry, it's your bedtime. She'll go, what? Like, nope, work can wait till tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow.
Sends me to bed like nobody's business.
Honestly. So Mara says it looks beautiful. I'll pop in later to see the rest. Thank you, Mara. Mara and I, for us, it's only 3 o'clock, so we're all good. Carol says it's 6 in Atlanta. Yes, Miriam, it's 3 p.m. I am in Northern California. NorCal. Oh, you're in Texas. Did I know that? I think I knew that, didn't I? Oh, did you hear her? She said, yeah.
I don't know.
Onyx said, yep. You just like everything. Forget.
Onyx is such a cutie.
Oh, my goodness.
She is such a cutie.
It is really quite funny, though, to see Jax. I keep calling him an old man because he is like straight old man.
Well, that's because he is.
For Iveta, it's 11:09. Callie is saying good night.
Night.
Holy cow moly. Okay, Carol is saying it's only 9 a.m. in Australia.
Yeah, but it's like,
but it's tomorrow.
Thursday. Yeah.
But it's tomorrow, yeah. 6 here in Western New York. Really enjoying this, says Linda. And for some reason, I thought you were up north, Mary. Oh, no. Well, I'm north in California, but yeah, no. I'm a Cali girl.
A little bit more red.
Mm-hmm.
And hi, you guys. Could have done a little egg or something. No.
No, not
No,
you.
not me. No. No, not me.
As Sue says, no, I'm North. Sue's in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Rima, I didn't. Okay, Rima's in Boston. Ah. I'm a Cali girl from New Orleans, Cali says.
I'm a UK girl from Latvia.
Yeah, I've left California quite a few times. I've moved to Hawaii, lived in Hawaii for quite a while. Moved to Arizona. Moved to Las Vegas. I've never been east or central. Just here. Marcia says I'm with Iveta. 11:11. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness it's not just me. It's not just me. Okay.
Hello, Nana's homemade treasures.
Oh, hello. So, I think we're right about at the point where we can start lightening things back up. Hi, back into the white. I'm going to dip back into here. Now, there's no other way for me to do this, unfortunately. Like, you can either see the palette or you can see the actual piece. So, okay, right. This is the. This is where we're gonna start.
But I mean, although I know you're mixing and you're still going to come in lightening it back up, you don't see the paper where it's ended now at all.
Yeah.
And
now it's about bringing it all together.
Yeah. This tutorial class gives us the key to learning. The willingness to teach is appreciated. Thank you, Erica says. Oh, that's so kind.
Erica, that is very, very sweet. So I'm going to. I need to like a clean.
Ow! That hurts, Onyx. My word, I kind of need that arm.
What?
She's gnawing on my arm. I guess she wants down now. She took a cat nap and now she's ready to go.
Why would you need your arm?
Oh, well, at least it was the right arm. I mean, I am left-handed, so, who needs it?
Exactly. Why would you need that? Don't be silly.
Silliness.
So, now we're going to start slightly lightening it up. So, I've got pretty light color and with a very, very, very light touch. Very light touch.
Very light touch.
Very light touch. We're going to start bringing in a little bit of this. Like, again, you don't want it to be like pure white color. You want it to be sort of beigey tones. Right, close to what we have going on the paper itself. I'm going to start bringing it in top and down. And then back up in some places. Kind of, again, still going with the flow. That was a little bit too much. And
Erica says, I don't speak English, but I do understand the language of arts. So all that you have taught is very educational.
Oh, Erica.
That's so amazing. And I think we've always said this. Art is a universal language.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's just it's something very amazing.
Art, music, well, art in all of its forms, rather.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Visual, and music and dance, and all of that. It is what connects us.
Carol says her 3 dogs are trying to tell her it's dinner time. They are like a clock. Well, I mean, we have had, most of you have stayed here with us this entire time. So we thank you for your support, because that's amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for, your patience and your willingness to, I guess, to learn, and your lovely comments that keep us going, because I mean I can get quite boring.
Nah.
After a while I go into my zone, and then I'm just okay. I'll switch over onto a clean sponge. Again, this is my last one, my last bit. So if it doesn't work out, you'll have to wait until tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
So I go and get me some new sponges. But I don't know, but I guess, like, in a way we could probably finish this soon, before I'm done with the whole thing, because like this is really like we're at the finishing step now of going in and out. So does that make sense?
So I've done hops that have lasted hours and hours with Iveta. I bet you don't know who that is. You're cheating, Sue. That's Sue. Sue will definitely be with us all day long. It's amazing. Yeah. But Miriam is cooking and listening. That's why she's sort of quiet. But if I know anything about Miriam, she can cook. And I wouldn't mind having Miriam cook for me.
Miriam?
Iris, Yvette is using a sponge. She's just cut it up. She couldn't tell if it was a cotton ball or a sponge.
It's my last kitchen sponge.
She couldn't tell if it was a cotton ball or a sponge.
Please do appreciate what I'm doing here for you, because my last supplies from my cupboard. Just so you know, that's how much I love you guys. I'm willing to sacrifice my last sponge. Oh, hello.
My bad.
What happened?
Well, I have to walk around, so I've put you on my tablet.
Oh, okay.
Because little Missy here got up, and I have to make sure little Missy doesn't messy somewhere.
Sure. That is understandable. I totally I get it. It's okay.
Well, we're all good. We got this.
For a walk. Yeah.
We got this. We got it under control.
Oh yeah. And somehow I thought that the key holder was the more difficult one.
Really?
Well, no, I get this is not so much of a difficult one as much of it is just because there's obviously two sides.
Yeah. It's bigger, but I mean, it's awesome how we can seeing how it's come from the beginning until
Mhm.
now. You wouldn't know if someone coming on now, you wouldn't know.
No, I guess, yeah. I guess you wouldn't. But yeah, so I don't know. Can you see now, like the thought process behind applying your light colors first, and then your darks, and then you go back in with the lights? Is I don't know. I've been staring at it for way too long at this point, where I'm like,
No, exactly.
does this make
It
sense?
all is now coming back together, right? The flow is now coming back from, okay, we went
Yeah,
in with
yeah,
the
yeah.
lighter colors, but yes, we had other colors that we needed to match
Needed to
in there.
incorporate, yeah.
But now you're almost doing another blending, if you will, right? Because you've got to
Yeah,
bring it back down now.
precisely.
I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it because, again, my brain is not really braining much now, so this is yeah. Yeah.
Those words again,
Those
those
words
doggone words.
again. Hella difficult. I think this is probably going to be where, yeah, I'm going to finish this side, you guys. And then I'm going to have to politely um, retire and finish the rest of the plaque, or the rest of the half tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no, but
Just
I
because
mean,
this is
we
yeah.
have no, we've got it. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope so. And like, look, I we could have just gone with one half, um
well,
but it would
yes,
have been
in
difficult
theory,
for me to
right?
match it.
In theory, yeah, you could have just did one half and then, yeah, fine and all. But like we were saying, and it's so important, you've got to mix everything that you need, because we see from the plate, the
Yeah,
different colors and the mixing. Had you tried to go back, and even it's you yourself mixing it, if you tried to go back, chances are you're not going to get it again. That it'll be close, but
yeah.
the
But
same,
going to
probably not.
be, it's not going to be exactly the same. So yeah, and then I don't know. I might I'll probably again leave the edges until tomorrow, just because once I've done both sides, it'll be easier for me to decide kind of on what colors to go with
Right.
for the edges. But again, if and I'll show you on the key holder one. What I ended up doing was taking some black, and then I mixed that black with literally all of the other colors that I used to blend the rest of it. And
Right.
then I kind of ended up with a nice with, I don't know how well you'll be able to
Oh,
see, but like it's so there's like,
there's
yeah, you can't
hints of
really
all of
see
it.
it. Yeah, but there's hints of all of it, and then it just kind of gives you that. I went over like this, right, over the very edge with it, with that dark, and it just kind of framed it. But yeah, so this is kind of
Well,
where we
Sue has
are.
says you hung in a long time with us, Iveta, and Carol
Oh,
says it's a wonderful
you know what?
lesson.
Yeah, for next time, I think from now on, any live streams that I decide to do, we'll just say that it's going to be a two-parter from now on, at least. I need to stop, you know, with the whole, oh yeah, I can definitely do it in an hour and a half or whatever.
Oh my word.
Be realistic, come on. Let's be real. And yeah.
That looks so cool. I love that. Iveta, muted. Did you mute yourself?
That's so strange. I have no idea why that happened. I don't know why it muted me. I don't know. Sorry, but yeah. Anyways, it almost gives you like that paint splattered look, right? When you go over it with a lighter color over the top, so you can still see all of those colors that we added earlier. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It just went awfully quiet there, and I was like, oh, something gone wrong. And then yeah, we just kind of go over the edges, and I think in the end I will still do a dark edge, and I might even add a little bit of just pure white, or not like, but a much lighter white paint splatters, off whitish paint splatters. But yeah, that is kind of, yeah, and I'll have to go and get me some new sponges before I finish it tomorrow. But that was kind of the look, right? So the difference